Hey guys, this is Obam
And Anna.
with Global Fairy Tale, and we just actually want to do this quick video. This video was actually a request by Lovely Tang and Sydney Rodriguez Kelly. So this video is for you guys, and for those of you who are watching, definitely, as all our videos, you can always comment, like, or share. And if anything we've shared with you had brought you value, definitely like, share, or invite with anyone. And you can also request, and we'll do other videos for you too. So this video was really from these two lovely young ladies. One happened to be, her name is Lovely, right? Was asking for us to share a video with some tips and points on what to do or how to react when maybe your spouse is not very supportive into whether it's a business venture or something you're doing. So on this one, typically, I always lead with the videos. I'm just leading with the intro right now, and my wife has no idea I'm actually going to do this. But since I'm always the one with a lot of the ideas, I'm the visionary, my wife is more of the technical one. I've always been the one running out with the ideas to do something, which, by the way, I might say this, that it has, all of them had led us and still leads us to multiple different businesses with success. It was crazy. It sucked in the beginning, I will admit that, but with hard work, it was there. So how do you get your spouse to support you? I will basically turn this over to my wife, and I'll leave my points later on. So hopefully you guys get a few great tips from this. So honey, take it away.
Hi guys. Well, this is a good one. Actually, I was the unsupportive spouse when Obam first started with a lot of his adventures. And the reason was because he had started a lot of different adventures. And for me, it wasn't more of I didn't want him to succeed. It was just I wanted him to have success. And I was afraid that he wasn't going to have success. And one of the things, if your spouse isn't supportive right now, it doesn't really mean that they don't want you to succeed or they don't want you to do it. It just means that there probably was something that you have done and you just didn't finish it or something like that. For me, what really changed my perspective was that Obama, this guy right here, he was very, very consistent and persistent in everything he started to do after his quote-unquote failures. We'll say it that way.
Failure is a part of success. Okay,
it is.
And let me just say this: I failed to get her to say yes to me asking her out for 3 years. 3 years. Then she said yes, and we were friends. Then we dated for 3 years, and we got engaged, and then got married. That was a 8-year process. If she didn't know I was going to be successful in whatever I did then, clue.
So, anyways, before you interrupted me because I forgot what I was saying.
I'm sorry. You were talking about how persistent I am.
Yes. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So that's really the key, is stay persistent in what you're going to do. If you're going to, take an avenue, take it. And don't let go of it because you have a little bit of failure. Because that, to us, as the spouse that's not supportive, quote unquote, is what scares us for you. It doesn't really scare us for us. It scares us for you. And that was one of the biggest things that I had to learn, was there was a learning process for him and there was a learning process for me, because has to be a trust between the two, where I know he's doing this for something. I don't know why, but I need to understand, as the person that's going to support him, and now he feels that I'm not supporting him, that we can see, as the spouse that's not supportive, quote unquote, that we can see that they're pursuing and they're not going to let it go just because they had a fallback. And that's the biggest key I can say is, as the unsupportive spouse of Obama for a little while,
yeah.
9 months. Can I
say something now?
No.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say something anyway. Because, no, here's the thing. And like she was saying, her biggest thing is she wanted to protect me. But for some of you, you might see that sometimes support turns into negativity. And the reason why it does is because maybe that spouse will always go out there and try to do something, might have failed or given up in others, but it's their way of really finding what works. Because if that person or that spouse won all the time, then the unsupportive side of the spouse won't happen. For example, if I had went out in every venture I did and made $100,000 and didn't have to worry about nothing like in a month, and by the end of a year, that's $1 million, $1.2 million. If I try something else, more likely, here's how the support would go. Hurry up and do another one. Hurry up and do another one, right? So failure, you have to understand, is a part of success. So as my amazing, supportive wife now is saying that my persistence has carried through into all the other ventures that we're doing. And here with Global Fairy Tale, our mission, our purpose, our passion in life is to bring the gift of love to the world and share with everyone, let them know that you can have a fairy tale. And, we have a fairy tale life. And some people might look and say, oh, it ain't real. Well, that's what happens. The moment you believe something or choose not to believe something, that's when it happened or doesn't happen for you. In fact, the word impossible, you slow it down and put an apostrophe between the I and the M, says, I am possible. Just a difference in putting the apostrophe. Here's what I call the apostrophe: vision and work.
Yeah.
Little apostrophe in there. It's like I am, right? I am between her and I. It's impossible if we are joined together. But if you put me with the apostrophe, it's I am possible, as in, we're possible. All right, so anyways, go ahead. This is for you, lovely. I hope you're having fun.
So now that he's saying all that, that is completely true. So as now coming back to not being a supportive spouse, it's a very difficult part of your journey. I can say that because I saw that with Obama. It was a very difficult part because it seemed like he was torn between two different worlds, where he wanted to pursue it, and then at the same time he kind of didn't want to, because he didn't want to create friction. And there's going to be some kind of friction whenever you're going to start a new adventure, and it's uncomfortable, and that's the main reason why your spouse or your significant other has a problem, in a sense, quote unquote, or is not supportive in your eyes. And it's just really having to talk. Like, you really have to have a talk of, okay, if that is something that you really want to do, or you're really not going to give it up for anything because you believe in it passionately, you have to talk to the person. You have to talk to your significant other and tell them, like, okay, this is something I really want to do. And that's where that understanding will come.
Can I share my talk now?
Hold on. That was in the nicest way possible.
yeah.
But that to me, it was what really switched my perspective in, okay, I think I should let him do what he's going to do and support him in a positive way instead of in a negative way, as he was mentioning earlier.
Yeah. So do you guys want to hear the talk? I'm going to tell you actually, let me share this quick little story first, and then give you the talk. So, I listen to personal development videos and watch them, on YouTube. That's why I have a YouTube channel, because I want to inspire people as much as some of the greats have come before me and inspire others. And I heard, Eric Thomas, some of you guys who know him, I subscribe to Eric's YouTube channel, and she's looking, because one of the days he shared the story, and I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. It's amazing, right? He shared this story about, and I actually shared a version of that story in my first book called The Philosophy of Success, right? So the story was, there was this kid went to this old man, and he wanted to have success. Showed up at the old man's door, finding he was a very, very successful guy, and he showed up at the old man's door, says, hey man, I want a secret to success. The old man took him down, sent him away like 5 times. He still came back, says, okay, show up tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock at the beach. I'll show you, give you the secret to success. So he showed up, and the old man took him out to about waist-high water, and he's like, what is this old man doing? He must have lost it, but, maybe he still knows something. I'm going to take him out. Took him up to neck-high water, and then eventually the old man grabbed him and pushed his head down under the water, hold him down, and he was like going to die, and he started coming up, and he barely pulled him up when almost a minute went by, and he's starting to, like, swallow the water. So then here's what happened. When he came back up, and the old man asked him, he goes, what did you want most when you were down there? He's like, I wanted to breathe. He says, good. When you want success as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll have success. Guys, when you want to have success as bad as you want to breathe, it'll happen. Your mother, your father, your spouse, whoo, it's not going to stop you. So here's the story, right? And then we'll close here on that. The story was, for those of you who don't know, at the time we were broke, homeless, living in a car. I used to, say broke, busted, and disgusted at the time at my life and the situation, things that was going on. And here I was, last adventure. It was network marketing was my last to jump into the amazing world of network marketing and do my best. Coming out from the Marine Corps, I don't know really anything about getting into network marketing and skincare, which was the avenue we chose. And my wife basically told me, you don't know anything about skincare. You must be crazy. Cuckoo. I told her, I said, you know what? You've been with me now at the time through thick and thin. And I mean, it was a pretty emotional, aggressive conversation. And this is the 10-cent version of it. I told her basically, you stayed with me all this time while I was broke and I had nothing. And now I found something that I think is going to take us to the next level. And that's going to give us financial freedom, because I believed it 100%. I wanted the success more than anything else at that point. Wasn't for the money, but for us to get out of our situation. And I told her, I said, you know what? Forget you. You got to go. If you don't love me enough to see me through this, you got to go. It wasn't all that nice.
It wasn't nice like
that. But she stayed. And 18 months later, we were financially free. No more living in the car. We eventually bought our first home cash, and that's how that went. So sometimes you have to remember that your spouse, loved one, wife, homie, like her, they might not be as supportive, and it's not because they hate you, it's because they love you so much and don't want to see you fail. And now that we own 7 companies, my wife is my best friend, and Global Fairy Tale is the company that we're actually 100% partners in. First one, all the other companies she supported after the first one, she learned. But this one, she was like, this dude's starting to get a good track record. We are equal partners in this. So there's no 50-50 partnership in marriages, just to let you guys know, or relationships or dating. It's 100 every single day. And as the saying in my favorite book, The Philosophy, well, actually, The Slight Edge says, you have to show up consistently with a good attitude over a long, how?
Do the face.
Long period of time with desire and faith. Be willing to pay the price. Find others to pay the price with you. And you'll have success. So with that, hope you guys enjoy. Take care. God bless. Look forward for the next video. If there's anything we can do for you or a video, definitely let us know. Take care. God bless. Bye for now.